I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The lies the mainstream sports media tells you Bron fanboys to make you believe LeBron James is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. All right? That's the facts. And you already know the deal. The real NBA fans, oh yeah, we all know that LeBron James is not the GOAT. But here come the Bron fanboys. Yep. Here they come. Once again. They're here again. And what do they got to say now, dog? What do they got to say now, dog? Listen, man. So I know I got my own channel and all that stuff, but sometimes I still just can't help it, dog. There's some ignorant Bron fanboys in the comments on other videos and stuff, and I still be going at it. I still be going at it with them, dog. And there's one clown of a fanboy, dog. You see what I'm saying? You know, because we already know the deal, dog. We already know what the deal is with Michael Jordan. One of the greatest things, you know, that we must recognize, dog, is that Michael Jordan is undefeated in finals competition, dog. In the NBA finals, Michael Jordan is a perfect 6-0. All right? That's not the only thing, dog. When it comes to internationally, and when it comes to college, any kind of championship situation, dog, he has never lost. All right? You see what I'm saying? So he is actually a perfect 11-0 in championship situations throughout his entire basketball career. If we're talking college, we're talking international, we're talking Pan American Games, Olympics, and the NBA, dog. It don't matter, dog. Any kind of championship game, dog. He's never lost a championship game for his entire basketball career. But when it comes to the NBA, dog, he is a perfect 6-0, dog. You see what I'm saying? Perfect 6-0. All right? And so the real NBA fans, we look at that and we go, yo, that's hard to do. That is extremely hard to do, dog. First of all, dog. First of all, who? Name me somebody. Name me somebody, dog. You see what I'm saying? Who won 6 championships straight. They went to 6 finals, and they won the first 6 of the finals they went to. No player's done that ever. None. Many players, it's difficult for them to even win the first 3 finals they go to, dog. You see what I'm saying? For some, it's really difficult just to do that, dog. You see what I'm saying? Michael Jordan being 6-0, that is one of the hardest things to do, dog. You see what I'm saying? That ain't no easy feat. You see what I'm saying? But these Bron fanboys, dog, what do they got to say, dog? This is what the Bron fanboy said to me, dog. He said, "You're just a deluded fanboy. You see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You keep trying to praise Michael for being 6-0. He's only 6-0 because he faced weak competition. His finals competition was weak. That's the only reason he's 6-0. That's the only reason he's undefeated. Because he faced weak competition. You see what I'm saying? Nobody has faced the level of competition that LeBron has. And that's the only reason LeBron has 6 losses in the finals. Even though he went to 10 and he only won 4, that doesn't matter because the competition was just so tough. The toughest in NBA history. Okay? The toughest. All right? And the only reason that LeBron has a losing finals record is because he just faced the toughest competition. If he was in Jordan's era, facing that weak competition, he would have been 6-0 too. Dog. Dog. Come on, man. Clown. You see what I'm saying? These Bron fanboys, they don't know anything about the history of the game, dog. They don't know anything about NBA history, dog. They over here talking about Jordan faced weak competition. That's why he's 6-0. Because he faced weak competition in the finals. That's a dog. Oh man, he's only 6-0 because he faced weak competition. That's the only reason Michael Jordan's 6-0. Has nothing to do with his basketball ability. None of that. None of that. He's not even that great. He's only 6-0 because he faced weak competition. Oh man. So I did some research, dog. Oh yeah, I had to do some research, dog. I don't know why this guy would even say that. Why would you say he faced the weakest competition? He just faced weak competition? So I did some research, dog, and I wrote down some names, dog. The typical top 10. Once again, we got Michael Jordan. We got LeBron James. We got Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, dog. All right? And what I did, dog, what I proceeded to do was I proceeded to track the competition, the average level of competition for each opponent they faced in each round of playoff contention, dog. Now, disclaimer, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain technically didn't have a first round, dog, because they played in a different era, dog. You see what I'm saying? They had semifinals, they had conference finals, they had finals. And if you won your division or whatever and you were like the top seed, you skipped the semis. So all you had was conference final. You see what I'm saying? But I recorded what was there for semifinals, conference finals, and finals, dog. Semis, conference, and finals. But for everyone else, they got a first round as well. So I counted the first round for all of them as well, dog. All right? So I'm going to look at the percentage, dog. The percentage, the level of competition. The win percentage, by win percentage of the teams that they face, dog. I'm going to look at the overall percentage, and I got it down to the last decimal, dog. I got it all the way to the second decimal, carry it over twice. That's how precise and thorough I got, dog, because I didn't want there to be any mistake, any doubt on what the competition level was. So we're going by win percentage, dog. All right? Who should we look at first, dog? Let's just start at the top. Let's start with, I'll just do a random pick. Shaq. Let's look at Shaq. All right? Shaquille O'Neal in the first round, okay? In the first round, his level of competition, 56.63. So on average, if we average all the first rounds of playoffs that he ever played in for his career, on average, his opponent won 56.63% of their games. All right? In the first round, they're winning more than half their games. 56%, that's 56% of your games. That's kind of like, probably like a 47 win team or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 47 wins, somewhere around like a 47-35 record, So that's what he's facing in the first round. Second round, 66.60. All right. So in the second round, on average, the teams that he faced, 66.6%, meaning, they won over 66% of their games. And that would be equivalent to like a 55 win team in the second round, dog. All right. Third round, 73.16, so that's equivalent to like a 60 win team in the third round, the conference final, So on average, he faced a 60 win team, in the conference final, if we're averaging it, right, for his entire career. And then for the finals, 66.26, which is worse than the average opponents he was facing in the second round. You see what I'm saying? The second round is 66.60. In the finals is 66.26. All right? So let's go through this real quick, dog. Tim Duncan, 59.36 in the first round, 66.63 in the second round, 70.03 in the conference final, 64.51 in the final. We look at Wilt Chamberlain. Now, Wilt Chamberlain, he didn't have a first round, so he only had semis, conference finals, and finals. So for his semi, 55.58. For his conference final, 68.98. And for his final, 64.63. And then Bill Russell, same deal as Wilt, only a semi, conference, and final. So 54.15, 61.00 in the conference final, and then 59.80 in the final. All right? We look at Kobe Bryant. All right? And when I kept track of Kobe Bryant's career, I only included the years when he was actually starting. Because we know, like, his first 2 seasons, he wasn't even a starter. So we're only counting the starting years for Kobe, dog. All right? In the first round, on average, his opponents won 60.62% of their games. In the second round, the semifinal, 68.62% of their games. In the conference final, 69.70% of their games. And in the final, 68.48% of their games. All right? We look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In the first round, on average, 47.42% of their games for his opponents in the first round. In the semifinal, 56.24%. In the conference final, 63.41%. And in the final, 70.86%. Magic Johnson, in the first round, 48.41%. In the semifinal, 56.54%. In the conference final, 62.31%. And in the final, 73.72%. We look at Larry Bird. In the first round, 46.95%. In the semifinal, 58.76%. In the conference final, 68.60%. And in the final, 66.36%. And then we look at LeBron James. In the first round, 53.90%. In the semifinal, 62.38%. In the conference final, 66.74%. And in the final, 74.11%. All right? And we get to Michael Jordan. In the first round, 58.82%. In the semifinal, 63.30%. In the conference final, 71.35%. And in the final, 74.56%. Okay? Now, let's just compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James. All right? We named all these other guys, but let's just compare the competition on average per round, between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Now, Michael Jordan in the first round, on average, his opponents won 58.82% of their games. All right? And LeBron in the first round, his opponents averaged a win percentage of 53.90% of their games. All right? So roughly, you have a 59% Michael Jordan and a 54% LeBron James. Michael gets the check mark for the first round. When we get to the semifinals, Michael Jordan, 63.30%. LeBron James, 62.38%. So it's roughly a 63% versus a 62%, and Michael has the edge again. He has the check mark for the second round. We go to the conference final, dog. 71.35 for Michael, 66.74 for LeBron, not even close. We give the check mark to Michael for conference finals competition. All right, now let's go to the finals. The one thing that they say, oh, Michael Jordan, he only 6-0 because he faced weak competition in the finals. That's the only way. And then we look at Michael Jordan, his finals competition, 74.56. All right, 74.56. All right, and LeBron James, 74.11. All right, so once again, Michael Jordan faced tougher competition on average in the finals than LeBron James. He gets the check mark for all 4 rounds. He faced tougher competition in every single round, over LeBron James. All right? By far, he faced tougher competition every single round, dog. Every single round, by far, he faced more competition. Tougher competition in terms of teams and their win percentage than LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? And when we look at this finals, 74.56. 74.56. Dang. That's the highest out of everyone in this typical top 10, dog. Michael Jordan has the toughest finals competition by way of win percentage, dog, out of everyone on the list. He's number 1. Yet, he is 6-0 regardless. And he faced the toughest competition out of everyone, dog, when it came to the finals. I mean, what do we say? You see what I'm saying? What do we say? All right? Now let's look at the orders, dog. Let's look at the leaders by round. All right? Let's see who had the toughest first round of competition. Now remember, Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, they can't apply here. But we can look at these other names, dog. Number 1, who had the toughest competition in the first round? Number 1 is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, he's in the lead. Number 2, Tim Duncan. All right? 3rd place, Michael Jordan. 4th place, Shaq. All right? 5th place, LeBron James. All right? 6th is Magic. 7th is Kareem. 8th is Bird. All right? And once again, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, they can't apply because they technically didn't have a first round. They started in the semifinals, dog. It was a different playoff format. As you know, there's fewer teams back then. All right? Now, let's see, because we got Kobe number 1, we got Duncan number 2, we got Jordan number 3, we got Shaq number 4, and LeBron James is number 5 for first round competition. Magic, Kareem, Bird, all right? Russell and Wilt, they don't apply. Let's look at the second round, dog. Second round. Who had the toughest second round competition, dog? Once again, number 1 is Kobe Bryant, dog. Yep, Kobe Bryant. And once again, number 2 is Tim Duncan. Yep, Kobe and Tim. 1 and 2, toughest competition in the second round. 3rd place, Shaq. All right, so Shaq is number 3. All right, and what do these 3 players all have in common? They all played in a brutal Western Conference. Oh, yes, they did. And they're the top 3. And number 4, Michael Jordan. Yep. And number 5, LeBron James. So LeBron James is number 5 yet again. Still not, he's not top on the list in the first round or the second round. All right? He's number 5, right in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Right at the end of the top half, Then you got Larry Bird, number 6, Magic Johnson, number 7, Kareem, number 8, Wilt, number 9, and Bill Russell, number 10. Okay? We get to the third round. Let's see who had the toughest third round competition or the conference finals. Who had the toughest competition in the conference finals? Number 1, Shaq. Shaq is number 1. He had the toughest conference finals competition in terms of average win percentage for the teams. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 2 is Michael Jordan. All right? Number 3, Tim Duncan. Number 4, Kobe Bryant. Number 5, Wilt Chamberlain. Number 6, Larry Bird. Number 7, LeBron James. All right? So LeBron James is number 7 when it comes to Eastern Conference Finals competition. He not anywhere, dog. He ain't no top 3, top 4, 5, none of that. Number 7. And the only 3 players who trail him, in Eastern Conference Finals competition being weaker are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Bill Russell. 8, 9, 10. Okay? Let's get to the finals, dog. And we already know Michael Jordan is number 1. Number 1. When it comes to finals competition. He's had the toughest. He's number 1. He comes in first place. Number 2 is LeBron James. So LeBron James, he's number 2. All right? Number 2. He had the second most difficult finals competition out of all these players in your typical top 10. But still, number one is Jordan. All right? So if Jordan had tougher, but he's undefeated, and LeBron didn't have as tough, he had tough, but not as tough, yet he's 4-6. What does that got to say? You see what I'm saying? We get to facts around here. We just speak truth and reality over here, dog. We don't make up these little narratives that these Bron fanboys like to make. We look at the facts and the numbers, dog. You see what I'm saying? And it is obvious that Michael Jordan had the toughest finals competition. But LeBron did have the second most toughest. Number 3, Magic Johnson. Number 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 5, Kobe Bryant. Number 6, Larry Bird. Number 7, Shaq. Number 8, Wilt. Number 9, Tim Duncan. Wow. And the only one trailing Tim Duncan is Bill Russell. All right? One thing we can notice, dog. You see what I'm saying? One thing we can really pay attention to, honestly, is Bill Russell, dog. Now remember, Bill Russell, he has 11 rings. But also remember, he technically never had a first round. He only had semifinals, conference finals, and finals. And most of the time, he got to skip and get a bye because he was the top seed. So he only had to do conference final, conference final, conference final for his first 8 championships. Conference final. That was it. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have to do any semis until like his last 3 championships, dog. All right? But when we look at Bill Russell, dog, we see he is last place in semifinals competition. He is last place in conference finals competition. And he is last place in finals competition. And he has the most rings. Does that make sense? All right? Does that make he faced the weakest competition out of everyone on the list? He has the most rings out of everyone on the list, dog. Come on, dog. That's something to pay attention to, dog. We can look at Bill Russell, dog. Look at Bill Russell, dog. We can look at his record. All right? In the semifinals, his record is 4-0. In the conference finals, 12-1. And in the finals, 11-1. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Now, he faced the weakest competition in the semifinals, and he's undefeated there. He faced the weakest competition out of everyone on the list in the conference finals, and he's 12-1 there. All right? And he faced the weakest competition in the finals, and he's 11-1 there. You see what I'm saying? So what do we notice about Bill Russell, dog? When you're facing weak competition repeatedly, dog, you see what I'm saying? He's faced the weakest out of everyone on the list, dog. Everyone in the typical top 10, Bill Russell has faced the weakest competition in terms of win percentage, dog. And he was able to get to more finals. You see what I'm saying? More finals because he faced the weaker your competition is in the conference finals. All right? The weaker your competition is in the conference finals, the more finals you're going to get to. It's that simple, dog. If you have weak competition in your conference finals, you're probably going to beat them and get to the finals. That's just how that works, dog. That's what the data is showing. That's where the numbers point. And he had the weakest conference finals competition out of everyone on this list. And he got to the most finals out of everyone on this list. And then when it comes to winning in the finals, the weaker your finals competition is, the weaker your finals competition is, the more likely you should be able to beat them. Because their weaker competition, you should be able to win more finals. And Bill Russell did just that. He won 11, only lost 1. Okay? And he probably would have won that one too if he hadn't have got hurt. That's the facts, dog. All right? So that's what we're looking at, dog. Bill Russell, he faced the weakest out of everyone, and it's understandable why he won so much. Now, we're not going to discredit his rings, dog. Nobody's going to discredit it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody going to say he didn't deserve them because he did what he was supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to beat them. If they're weaker competition, you're supposed to beat them. You're supposed to beat them like that, and that's what he did. So give him props for doing what he was supposed to do. You're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. That's just how that works, dog. And LeBron, well, he's had a little problem with that, hasn't he? All right? No excuses, dog. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Stop crying, Bron fanboys, man. All right. So, you know, if we're gonna look at conference finals competition, dog. All right. Let's look at 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the list of conference finals competition. All right. Those are the bottom four out of the typical top 10, dog. The bottom four are LeBron James at number 7, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 8, Magic Johnson at number 9, and Bill Russell at number 10. All right? And what do all of these players have in common? LeBron, Magic, Kareem, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, and Russell. What do they all have in common? They've all been to a bunch of finals, dog. These are the bottom four when it comes to conference finals competition. You see what I'm saying? They've had the four lowest when it comes to conference finals competition. So they get to beat them more and get to go to the finals more. And so it makes sense. It makes perfect sense why number 7 is LeBron James. He's been to 10 finals. Number 8 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's been to 10 finals. Number 9 is Magic Johnson. He's been to 9 finals. Number 10 is Bill Russell. He's been to 12 finals. What are you going to say, dog? That's the numbers and the data, dog. That's what it points to. So you can say, oh, Michael, these Bron fanboys, Michael only won. He's only undefeated because he had weak finals competition. But we look at the data. He had the strongest finals competition out of everyone in your top 10, dog. Everyone you got in your top 10, he had the strongest, on average, strongest finals competition. Okay? All right? LeBron, he when it comes to these conference finals, though, he's had some of the weakest. And that explains why he was able to get to 10 finals. So we can say LeBron, literally with the data and the numbers, we can say LeBron only got to 10 finals because he faced weak competition in the conference finals, dog. Weak competition in the conference finals is some of the weakest. The only players who have had weaker finals competition played in the freaking 80s. You see what I'm saying? And the freaking 50s and 60s. Those are the only ones who have weaker finals competition. All right? Kareem, Magic, Russell. Okay? So, LeBron James, he only got to go to 10 finals, dog, because he had weak conference finals competition, some of the weakest, definitely the weakest of his era. Oh, yeah, for sure. The weakest of his era if we're looking at all these other players, dog. You see what I'm saying? He's had the weakest. It hasn't been this weak for any other player, dog. We look at Jordan. We look at Kobe. We look at Shaq. We look at Tim Duncan. We look at Larry Bird. We look at Wilt Chamberlain, dog. You see what I'm saying? And none of them had conference finals competition weaker than LeBron James. That's the facts, dog. You see what I'm saying? So that's why LeBron went to all these finals. And you're like, oh, it's so impressive. It's so impressive. You got to put respect on it. There's a reason he only won 4, okay? Because when we look at the finals competition, he has the second most difficult finals competition behind Michael Jordan. So it only makes sense that he only won 4. You see what I'm saying? Only managed to win 4. He's 40% in the finals, dog. It makes sense. You see what I'm saying? But we also know he's just a big-time loser, dog. He's just a big-time loser. You always want to say, oh, LeBron, he's the GOAT. He's better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had tougher competition in the finals, yet he won more and never lost. So if LeBron is close to Jordan when it comes to finals competition. Very close. You know, the closest. All right? You know? But he does what he does. Lose. And Michael, the real GOAT, he never lost at that level, dog. All right? Michael Jordan, we look at conference finals competition, dog. Michael Jordan had he's third place, dog. You see? Oh, I'm sorry, he's second place conference finals competition. You see what I'm saying? Second place. All right? Shaq is number 1 when it comes to conference finals competition. Now, let me tell you something, dog. Something that's funny. Okay? If Shaq had never faced Michael Jordan's 72-10 Bulls, Michael Jordan would be number one, dog, in conference finals competition as well. You see what I'm saying? Shaq would drop down below Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan ran into Shaq. And that's the only reason why Shaq's percentage is up as high as it is. I literally did the math. If I removed him going against Michael Jordan, his percentage would drop below Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan would be number one in conference finals competition as well, as far as difficulty, win percentage, dog. All right. Another fun fact. Okay, Kobe Bryant, dog. Kobe Bryant. If I look at all of his years, all right, all of his years, and I'm not including him being a star, or I'm just including everything. I'm not just pinpointing when he was a starter. He had the most difficult playoff path out of everyone. All right, as far as average strength of opponents for a playoff path. So let's look at the paths, dog. Let's look at the paths. If I didn't just extract when Kobe was actually a starter, he would have the strongest playoff path. You see what I'm saying? But because I looked at just him as a starter when he was actually starting, he has the second highest, the second most difficult playoff path. All right? But number one is Michael Jordan, dog. Number one is Michael Jordan. 67.00, dog. He's number one. All right? Kobe Bryant, second place. 66.85. So Michael Jordan, he has 67%. Kobe Bryant, 66.85%. All right? Shaq is third place, 65.66%. All right. Tim Duncan is fourth place, 65.13%. And LeBron James is fifth place when it comes to overall path. You know what I'm saying? So basically right in the middle again, dog. And he's 64.28%. So overall paths, Michael Jordan had a stronger, more difficult overall path in terms of opponents' win percentage. All right, he had a stronger overall path. If we're adding the average of the first round, second round, third round, and the finals, dog. If we're doing the whole path and everything, just all the competition throughout, Michael Jordan had the most difficult. He has 6 championships. Kobe Bryant had the second most difficult. He has 5 championships. Shaq had the third most difficult. He has 4 championships. Tim Duncan had the fourth most difficult. He has 5 championships. And LeBron James had the fifth most difficult. He's still just sitting at 4, dog. You see what I'm saying? 4. Don't make no sense. All right? You can keep trying to say he had tough competition. The facts don't support that, dog. You see what I'm saying? The data does not support that. You're just making up little stuff, dog. You're gassing up all these different players is what you're doing. You're gassing up the teams he's going against, dog. Because when we look at the overall paths and the overall competition, he was in a weak Eastern Conference. All right? Weak. All right? His Eastern Conference opponents were weak, dog, for the most part. And he was able to coast. He had some of the weakest Eastern Conference Finals competition. All right? The only ones who had weaker out of this typical top 10 list, dog, is Kareem, Magic, and Bill Russell. All right? But anyone else after Kareem, Magic, and Bill Russell, dog, even someone who was around during the time of Kareem, Magic, you know what I'm saying? Larry Bird. Larry Bird had a higher Eastern Conference Finals opponents, as far as win percentage. He was even higher than LeBron's, dog. Larry Bird was higher. Wilt Chamberlain was higher. He had more difficult, Kobe Bryant higher. Tim Duncan, he's higher. Michael Jordan, he's higher. Shaq, he's higher. You see what I'm saying? So, dog, he was able to coast to all these finals. But we already know what happened, dog. He got beat up and whooped on. He went up there to just be a punching bag for these Western Conference teams, dog. Most of the time, dog. And that's the facts. All right? And we're going to go even deeper. I got more videos coming, dog. We're not even done, dog. But as far as competition, dog, Michael Jordan had the toughest overall path, dog. All right? Let's see. Who's lower than LeBron? Sixth place is Wilt Chamberlain. 63.06%. All right? Seventh place is Magic Johnson, 60.24%. Eighth place is Larry Bird, 60.16%. Ninth place is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 59.48%. And 10th place is Bill Russell, last once again, and he's 58.31%. So it's funny, Kareem is just right there with Bill Russell, in terms of overall path. He's at the weakest, the second weakest besides Bill Russell, dog. All right? He was able to get 6 championships, dog. And then here's Michael Jordan all the way up at the top. The most difficult overall path if you average all of his opponents per round, dog. Per round for every playoff he was ever in, dog. He had the most difficult path out of everyone on this top 10 list, dog. He is the most difficult path, yet he won 6 championships and never lost in the finals, dog. You see what I'm saying? But y'all want to laugh about some first round stuff. That's what you want to do. Oh, the first round. First round. Now, if we look at on a per round basis, dog, Michael Jordan, he was in the top 4 times on this list. He was in the top 3 times on this list. He was in the top 2 times on this list, and he was number 1. And he was even number 1 when it came to finals competition. Okay. So LeBron, he was in the top 4 once, the top 2 once, the top 3 once, meaning he was only in the top 4 one time, and he was number 2 in finals competition. And that's it. Everything else, he's low, dog. He was number 7 in Eastern Conference Finals competition, dog. Everywhere else, 5-5, 7-2. You see what I'm saying? 5-5, 7-2. Michael Jordan, if we're going by a per round, 3. He's rated 3, ranked 3 in the first round, 4 in the second round, 2 in the third round, and 1 in the first round. Okay? Larry Bird, 8, 6, 6, 6. All right? So first round, second round, third round, fourth round. 8, he was ranked 8, 6, 6, 6. All right? Magic Johnson, 6 in the first round, 7, 9, 3. Okay? Kobe Bryant, 1-1, 4-5. All right? Shaq, 4-3, 1-7. All right? Tim Duncan, 2-2, 3-9. 9. I can't believe he has the 9th most weakest, like he's number 9. Like the only one who had weaker finals competition than Tim Duncan is Bill Russell. That is insane to me, dog. That's what the numbers say, dog. And look, if we look at that, Tim Duncan, what did he do? He's 5-1. You see what I'm saying? 5-1. He beat everyone. The only time he lost, what kind of team did he face? A super team. LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, all that, and they had won 66 games in the regular season, dog. That's the only team they ever lost to, dog. You see what I'm saying? When people want to gas up these Spurs, dog. Oh, the Spurs, the dominant dynasty, dog. Tim Duncan has faced some of the weakest finals competition. You see what I'm saying? We can look at his track record. Him and Steph Curry, the Warriors dynasty, and I already did a video on it. The LeBron James beat dynasties and he faced dynasties, dog. These are 2 of the weakest dynasties, dog. The only dynasty that had a weaker finals competition, you see what I'm saying, than Tim Duncan and Steph Curry dynasties was Larry Bird, I believe. Basically because all of their finals opponents, dog, all the ones they beat had 54 wins or less in the regular season. Everyone they beat. Steph, Tim, Bird. All right? All the ones they actually beat in the finals, 54 wins or less. That's the facts, dog. That's the facts. All right? So yeah, man, you want to gas up Tim Duncan, gas up the Spurs, dog. That's what you want to do. Gas them up. And, they're so tough. Oh, they're so dominant, but they're going against weak competition. That's how they're winning all these championships, dog. You see what I'm saying? They're the ones who are winning because they're going against weak competition. All right? They're the ones, not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan obviously is facing the strongest competition. You see what I'm saying? Why is he undefeated? I have no idea, dog. I have no idea, dog. It doesn't even make sense. You see what I'm saying? Why is he 6-0? He had the toughest competition out of everyone. You see what I'm saying? When it came to the finals. Why did he never lose there? That's GOAT stuff, dog. Michael Jordan is a freak, dog. And the more you study his career, the more you realize this 6-0, dog, this should not have happened, dog. Like, dog, let me tell you something. The first three-peat was insane. All right? The second three-peat is even more insane. Like, it just should not have happened. There's no way it should have been able to happen. But Michael Jordan is a freak. All right? He's the GOAT. That's just what it is, dog. You see what I'm saying? You can try to paint it any way you want and say, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. It's all cap, all lies. These Bron fanboys got buried again, dog. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Wilt Chamberlain, no first round for him. So he's 9 in semifinals, ranked fifth in conference finals, and 8th in finals. Bill Russell, no first round for him, but 10-10-10. He's 10th in all. Like, he faced the weakest conference finals, semifinals, and finals competition, and he's won the most. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason, dog. There's a reason here, dog. If we're looking at who you beat, dog, nobody's going to be as impressed by someone who got 11 rings beating scrubs versus someone who got 6 rings and never lost beating the best of the best, dog. You see what I'm saying? That's what this has to do with. It ain't got to do with no rings. It's got to do with the quality, the quality and the value of these rings. You can beat scrubs, you see what I'm saying? But someone beating scrubs isn't the same as someone beating top ranked opponents, dog. You see what I'm saying? If I beat someone for a heavyweight title and they were a scrub, you're not going to be as impressed if I beat someone for a heavyweight title and they were like an undefeated champion or something like that, dog. You see what I'm saying? They were like the top ranked fighter and I beat them. Now we go, whoa, 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 whoa. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. It's got more to do with rings, dog. This whole GOAT discussion. You see what I'm saying? There is no discussion. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, dog. You see what I'm saying? He's the GOAT. And LeBron James, he faced the second strongest finals competition out of everyone in your typical top 10. He faced the second strongest, still not the first strongest. You see what I'm saying? And a fun fact for LeBron, dog, if he had never faced the 73-9 Warriors, if you took that off, you see what I'm saying? Then he wouldn't even be second best in finals competition, dog. He wouldn't even be second best when we look at the average, dog. He would then turn into third best, dog. You see, and he'd be beneath Magic Johnson, dog. You see what I'm saying? That's just the facts, dog. So, we already know the deal, dog. We already know the deal. And we've been saying this for years, dog. But these Bron fanboys, they don't know anything about the history, dog. They don't understand any of this, dog. They think we're just looking at rings. And they're like, oh, there's no way that Bill, if it rings, if it's rings, then Bill Russell should be the GOAT. well, you say Michael, he doesn't have as many rings as Bill Russell, but Michael's the GOAT. So now LeBron doesn't have as many rings as Michael, so LeBron's the GOAT. Idiots, dog. Idiots. They don't know anything, dog. No basketball knowledge. They don't even go through the facts. They don't do any research. Sick of these Bron fanboys. They're trash. Got more little Bron fanboy logic to dismantle in the future. But until then, LeBron James is not the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT.